You're doing good?
Yeah, man, I'm cool, man. It's just, man, getting this song together is a lot. It has taken a lot out of me. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Between getting the video done and photo shoots and uh, press releases and trying to get money together for certain other things, it's just like, oh my gosh, like, and then not to mention, oh, Jim, me and Jim had a conversation about it, and he likes it a lot.
He does?
And he yeah. He told me anytime I was releasing anything, let him know and send it to him. So I just sent it to him. And he was just like, I like it. I really really like this track. Or he'll call me and be like, Hey, where did you record this at? And I tell him, he'd be like, Oh, it really sounds good. Like I really like this. If you can just change blah 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, cool. And I'm not gonna tell my producer or whoever, hey, can you change blah 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 to blah, and then they're gonna change it. So yeah, this whole song has just been like it's different. So when when I first did the song, it's just I was like, this is gonna be a different type of feel. Like nobody's gonna be used to this because now we transitioning into something different. Because after I do this song, it's gonna be different type of music. It's not gonna be the same retro trap no more. So
Yeah,
I
man.
don't know
The
how
real
people gonna
ones change
take it.
the game.
So
The real ones change the game. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And
facts,
it's a
facts
great.
for sure, man.
It
And
is a
that's why I was like,
great song. No bullshit.
I appreciate that, man. I really do. I really, really do appreciate it. I'm glad. I'm glad when I first hit you up, I was like, bro, I'm gonna ask Tim because like I really need to make sure this is it. Because like even another podcast was saying it's a hit. I was just like he was like, no, this is it. Like he's like, seriously, this is it. And I was like, are you sure? He was like, yeah. I'm like, I'm asking Tim. So I was like, I just need to send this to Tim. I need to send this to Tim
Dude,
because like I don't, I
it's
have
fire.
no idea.
So, oh, what is the
I
name of your
appreciate that.
song?
I feel good about it. It's called 90.
All right. And what is it about?
It's called 90. So 90 basically is just me pretty much it's like I'm talking about pretty much just everything, just like not random stuff, but it's like just me like spilling out stuff that how I just feel. Like um when I start the verse with retro looking at the top spot, you don't really understand my thoughts. Like I'm looking at the top spot. Like whoever's at the top, I'm looking at it. Whether it be the top five or you know what I'm saying, top three, like top 10, it don't matter. Like I'm just looking at that spot and I'm like, I want that spot. And then like the you'll never understand my thoughts part is like you'll never understand the thoughts of me trying to get to that spot. Or you'll never understand the thoughts of me trying to get to where I want to be at in life, period. Um I said some certain things about, I'm trying to unify people from all different sides. Like that's a true statement. Like I want my music to bring everybody together. So it's like I don't care if you're black, white, Asian, Puerto Rican. It don't matter. Like I want everybody to come together and enjoy what I got going over here for them to enjoy what they got. You know, um, nobody's separate. Like nobody's separate when it comes to my music. It's like everybody can enjoy everybody. You know what I'm saying?
And I know
And
that
it
fire.
was just like 90 was just me pretty much. Yeah,
I know that fire.
yeah,
That
man.
fire
It's just
inside of people. That there was a point in my life when getting started with what I'm doing. There's nothing I wanted more. There's nothing, and I'm not going to take no. I'm not going to take maybe. I'm gonna, and if you're not going to give it to me, I'm going to go and raise hell. And I was a loud
and finally.
dude. I was just loud, and I was angry all the time. And if you're, I'm gonna get mine, no matter what. I'm gonna do whatever it takes, any sacrifice.
Yeah,
If I'm not eating, if I'm not, I didn't give a fuck if I lost all my relationships. I didn't give a fuck if I got a divorce. I didn't give a fuck because my goal, I wanted to accomplish it. and I know that fire, bro.
Right.
And I see that fire when I look at other artists. And I see it in you, bro.
I appreciate it, man. Yeah, man. It's like this is all I ever wanted, man. Like, and this all I want to do is make music and save people. Like, and like people be like, well, how can you save people with like just like rager music or just different type of? I'm like, I don't always speak a message in every single song that I write, but the songs that I do, I want people to feel and understand. That's the mindset that I'm trying to get them to understand. Like they're gonna be okay, or you know, they're not alone in this situation. Now there is some music where it's like I'm just like 90, where it's like I want you to feel good, like you know, what I'm saying you get amped for something, or you know, just something that gets you through the day. Where it's like you know, I'm gonna be like doing something good, like. I'm finna get amped. I'm finna go to the gym. We finna bust these like little workouts in, like you know what I'm saying, something that's just gonna keep you energized. And then
Mhm.
there's songs like Roller Coaster that's on my EP Backlash, where it's like you understand the motion of life, and it's like, man, life is like a roller coaster. It's crazy, but if Retro feels that you could conquer something, then I should be able to conquer something. Like I should be able to feel exactly how he feel with the whole, you know, I was in the hospital for 72 days for suicide watch. If I could conquer that, I know somebody else can. Other people that was in there for when I was in there, people were some like was in there for like what weeks, and then some people was in there for like months, and they were going crazy, like they were conquering it, and like people were leaving while I was there. So I'm just like, people can conquer whatever they have a fear of or whatever they think is like too big, or you know, anything that they can conquer everything if they put their mind to it. So it's just when it comes to this rap game with me, it's like I'm trying to conquer everything around it, whether it's personal or it's business or it's just me writing or anything. Like it's an
What
outlet
happened?
to me.
Take me back through that. You were in there.
So
What happened with that?
yeah, yeah. So um I was at a low point in my life, like you know what I'm saying. It was
We
like
all go
very,
there.
very low. Where, yeah, man, and it was crazy because I didn't. Everything hit so quick. Um, I was about to. I was actually getting ready for work for the next day, and this is at my old job, and I don't know. I just felt so low because me and my mom had got into it about music, and she was just like she had a hell of a doubt about it because it's not paying nothing, or you know what I'm saying. It's just like, when is this gonna work out and this, that, and the third. I'm just like, I don't know what you want me to tell you right now between like you know what I'm saying, the grind and these shows and stuff like that. It's like it's something's gonna pay off one of these days. She's just like, I don't know, and you're getting older and this, that, and the third. I was like, what, 22, 23. So it was just a lot on my shoulders. And then, you know what I'm saying, just my job was stressful and a lot of other things that I had on my mind was just really stressing me out. And I just cracked. And I was just like, I can't do this. So I I got in my car and I was just like, I can't do this no more. I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to feel no more. I don't think that, you know, life is worth it anymore. I don't think that, you know, nobody really cares about how I feel. I feel for people more than they feel for me. Like I will go out my way for people, but will they do that for me? Like I don't think nobody cares. I'm a burden. So I was like, all right, well, if that's the case, then I'm just gonna just say fuck it and just end it. So I literally it's a bridge over here by my house, and it's like this little quiet little neighborhood over here. And there's an overpass. Like the highway is on there, but it's an overpass for the highway. So I drove to the neighborhood. I stopped the car, and like all I remember is just me crying and just me being so angry with myself and just angry with life. And I got out, took my keys, I put them in my pocket. My phone was about to die. Like I let my phone die. because I just didn't care. And I was calling everybody like that I was really close to, and I was just telling them like I love them, and I'm like, I'm finna go, and they just didn't understand what I was talking about. One of my friends, she was driving up and down the highways, apparently like trying to look for me, and she couldn't find me. So I had got to the top of the bridge. I sat there, and I was just like, bro, like, and then what I'm saying, my dad had died like not too long ago, and so did my aunt. Like they literally passed away like a month or two apart. So everything just crashed on me at the same time. It was so weird. And when I sat up there, I was just like, I just want, I'm done. And by the time I was about to do what I was about to do, the police came,
Oh,
and the police was just like, um, "Hey, what's going on? What's going on?" And like, I didn't care if the police was there or not. I was gonna do it regardless. But then some of my head was just like, "Wait, hold up, don't do it. There's another way." And like, I stopped myself from doing it. Like, some of my head was just like, "Hold up, wait, stop." But like, let's stop. And it was me fighting myself. I'm just like, I want to do it. And then my other mind was like, no, don't do it. Wait, just come down and we'll figure it out. Go talk to the police. I was just like, I don't want to talk to the police. And before I could even do it, the police was like already like hands on with me. And they took me down from the bridge and we were talking and they were like asking me who I was, and second, third. They took me to the hospital. They took my phone. They took everything. You know what I'm saying? And I was in this little room before I went to this other little place where everybody else was at. I was by myself, and I was in there for like what, half a day. So half a day I was in there, and then I went to the other place for the rest of that day. So it was 3 days in that place, but it was like a day in the actual hospital, like in the emergency room. But I say 3 days because when I was in that other place, that's exactly where you couldn't do nothing. Like you couldn't have no phone or nothing except you were with the people that were there for their troubles. So it's like that's where that 3 days in the hospital was at. Because technically four, but it's really three because that's where everything like I thought about everything at. The first day when I was in there, I didn't think about it because I was just so like upset and I was just like, man, I'll do it again. Like I'll do it again, bro. Cause I can't. I don't know what. I don't know what else to do. But when I sat in that hospital up there for 3 days and I met these people, they were really really cool and the stuff they were going through, and not to mention, I had sat there and thought about my own self about what I need to change and just other stuff. And then like when I had talked to my best friend on the phone, every time I was talking to her on the phone, she was telling me like fans and other people that I was cool with, supporters was just like um sending prayers and text messages and trying to figure out what was going on. Like it was a massive wave of people trying to figure out, you know what I'm saying, if I was okay or not. And
how
like
did, how
that
did your
really
mom
made me
react?
feel good and it made me feel like, okay, yeah, it made me feel like people like really cared. So
Yeah. And sometimes
yeah, man,
that's all
it
people
was a ride for
need.
sure.
You know what I mean? Sometimes
Yeah,
I
yeah, man.
every 14th of the month, I reach out to five different friends and I tell them like I care about them. Or five people that I've met across my journey because I know what it's like to not have someone. I know what it's like to feel desperate and scared and to have that despair in your heart. I understand that. So that's why every 14th of the month, that's when I usually try to reach out to people, let them know that they
But
matter to me.
that's love, man, because that's good that you do that because that shows them that you know what I'm saying, that you are a part of their life and that you care and that you really want the best for them. You know what I'm saying? Because like Everybody needs that. Everybody needs that in their life because, like you said, a lot of people, they go through life by themselves and they don't know how to handle it. And um, sometimes they need that comfort where it's like, I am really here for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need to let them know, like, I am here for you for real. I don't want you to walk this road by yourself. And that's how I am now. Like, I don't want nobody to walk alone because I know how it feels to be walking alone.
Yeah.
So I completely understand that for sure. Like,
So what did your
for
mom say?
sure. And say again.
Your mom? What was her reaction to that?
Oh, she in the beginning, my mom was upset with herself because she felt like she failed as a parent. And I didn't want her to feel like that. Like, I never wanted her to feel like it was her fault. I just wanted her to understand that this is what I love to do, and I just want your support from me. Like, that's all. That's it. That's all. I don't want nothing else but that. And she was fine the 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 second day. The second day when I was in the hospital, she was fine. And then when I got out, we were all good. But um yeah, her reaction was pretty different than what I thought. She was pretty upset in the beginning because she really thought she failed as a parent, and she thought that, you know, it was her fault, and I had to let her know it wasn't her fault, and I had to let her understand that, it was just a lot of things that was weighing on my head, and I didn't tell nobody, because I felt like nobody cared. So she was just like, "Well, you can tell me whatever that you have on your mind and stuff like that." And I'm like, "Okay, that's understandable." So we talked about it, and now we have a better understanding of everything. But at first, it was just really, really rocky. But the stuff that I had on my mind was just a lot, man. And now that I look back at it, sometimes there's days where I feel like, oh, I don't know what's going on. Like, I don't know what's about to happen. Like, I'm nervous about certain things. I'll be like, oh my gosh, you know what I'm saying? Like, bruh. Like, when we were in quarantine, I was just like, okay, so what is this? What does this mean for hip hop at this
Y'all
point?
still
Like, are we gonna be able to do shows?
are y'all still in quarantine?
Not for real. It's like it's like
We can't do no shows, right?
it's like certain areas. No, we can. Well, we can, but it's like they're very, very strict about it.
Mm.
They're strict. Like, they're very, 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 very strict about it. It's like they have a 6 feet rule. Like, you can only sit at certain tables, and you can't stand by the stage. It's just certain things. They just opened up another venue today, so it's like it's eh, it's slow, but
That shit pisses me off, man. It makes, I mean,
yeah, man.
for us, we we got out of it when our numbers. I told you I
Mhm.
had COVID, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So we got out of it on the 25th, right? 5 days after the inauguration, when our numbers are 3 times, 4 times the amount of when we went into the quarantine. So it makes me
Oh
think,
man.
I mean, just as a human being that just seen all my friends' businesses get destroyed. Oh, political reasons. 5 days after the inauguration, now we can open. Like, what the f? How many people you have to sit there with a straight face, and you have to tell these people that we just destroyed their businesses for because we're trying to slow the spread, and we're trying to minimize the amount of people who are in ICUs and hospitals. It really just infuriated me, and it made me feel like we're all doing shit for political gain.
Yeah, man. Man, me and a friend of mine had a conversation about um this whole COVID situation as far as bands and artists playing in it. He's upset because he's very passionate about this whole entire thing, which I understand. I
Yeah.
don't fault him for it. He's in a band himself, so it's like I don't fault him for how he feels. Um, it may be different opinions from what other people think, but I understand his side. And what he says is like he feels that everybody should be in quarantine, like how the other countries did it. Like the United States should have pretty much pressed down on their rules and like just shut everything down for like at least a month or two. Nobody works. Nobody, saying nobody does anything. Saying if you have to go to the grocery store, fine. But other than that, like they would really
Guys
have
didn't
to
have that?
crack down.
We had that.
Huh?
We had that
We
in
didn't have that.
California.
We Yeah, we didn't have that. That's what I'm saying. He was like, if everybody did that, he says only some people that did. He said if everybody in the United States did the exact same thing, we would have been out of this situation months ago. He was like, but since every other state want to open up and want to do other stuff they want to do, and local bars want to do this, and he was like, well, what do you expect? He said, what do you expect for numbers to keep going up if you're gonna keep opening up and not caring, and then governors doing what they want to do? He was just like, if everybody just came to one accord and everybody sat in the house for like a month or two with, what I'm saying, nobody works, nobody does anything. The only thing you can do is go to the store or go to the doctor. He said, but they have doctors over the phone now. Right? So
Mhm.
he was like, or the hospital. He's like, if you have to go to the hospital, that's fine. He was like, but unless it's an emergency, you cannot leave the house. He was like, why was there no policing behind this? And he was just like so upset. And he was just like, and whoever, he was like, pretty much whoever plays during the quarantine, he feels like it's disrespectful to the people who died of COVID.
Mhm.
He was like, because you're risking people's lives and people are dying because of this, and you're playing shows and trying to get out here. He said he thought he's egotistical. Now, there were some people that disagreed with him, of course, but I understand where he's coming from, and I kind of agree because it's like as much as I don't want to do a show, and I was thinking about doing the show too around the same time he said this. This was like not too long ago. This is like what, uh, almost a couple, like what, almost 2 3 weeks ago, and I was like, you know what, I ain't trying to fake my own ego, but what I'm saying, because I understand where my brother's coming from, and it makes sense. So I don't have a problem with doing shows in quarantine. Get your money, do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, be mindful of the people that could get sick because of this, or be mindful of the people that have died because of this pandemic that we were in. And now that we have a vaccine, everybody's like, well, we about to get outside and pull, pull, pull. I'm like, that's if everybody take this vaccine too. You gotta think about that. If people don't want to take this vaccine, they ain't
I'm
gonna
not
take this
trying to take
vaccine.
it. I'm
You know
just
what I'm
being
saying?
honest. I'm not trying to take it. I mean,
Right, right. Because you
I
don't know
don't,
what's in it.
bro. How do you trust something that the average time for a vaccine comes out? It's 7 years. They haven't even done real studies on it, and they're letting it go. They're like all the
Mm-hmm.
studies that it takes. Or well, I'm gonna give an animal. I'm gonna give a giraffe, right? I'm gonna give him COVID.
Justin Coffee 49.
And then after I give the giraffe COVID, I need to introduce after I give the giraffe a vaccine, then I need to introduce the giraffe to COVID and see how he reacts, and then monitor him over a course of a few months to see how that was not the case. So as much as like, wait, yeah, we have a vaccine, we don't know. You don't know.
We don't know. And then like it's just like I told him, I was just like, if we took the vaccine, and people were fine, but it's like, how do you know it's not a long term type of effect? Like,
Think about it.
we don't know what's in this shit.
In the 1950s, the
Like, we
doctor,
don't know.
oh, you need to smoke. Smoking's good for you. Remember that shit?
Right.
And then what happened 10, 20 years later? Oh, smoking's bad. It causes cancer. No fucking shit, man. So how do we not know what's going to happen to us in, 3, 4, 5 years?
Exactly. It's like you don't know.
And
Like,
unless I know,
I
then I'm
see.
okay. But I don't know. And I only get one life. That's it. It's not like, oh, I got sick and I died from a fucking vaccine. It's okay. The next life I get, I don't know. I don't know what I'm never gonna. How do I know if I'm ever gonna have a human body again after this life? I don't know that.
Right. Right. Yeah, I feel you, bro. Like I said to him, it was just like we just had that conversation, and then I just drew back to like I don't know what's in that vaccine. I don't. I don't know what's in the vaccine. I don't know what they're trying to put in our bodies. Like I don't know what is going on. And the people that I know that took the vaccine, well, I'm completely fine. I'm just like,
For now.
okay, for now, but I don't know that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know. Like it's been weeks and it's been, a couple months for certain people. But at the same time, it's like I don't know if that's true yet. Like I don't know. Like I haven't, really seen nothing yet. Like if you're still okay by the end of the year, then okay, maybe. But even then, I'm still just like leery of this whole entire vaccine thing because I don't know what's in that vaccine. Now I have a buddy who's also in the medical field, who is in the ICU, who is in the COVID ICU and stuff like that. Who me and him have had a conversation about the whole COVID thing and stuff like that. Me and him got to talk more, but it was just brief. And he was talking about the vaccine and what was in it, and I'm just like, well, how am I supposed to know if it does? If you know what I'm saying, if it doesn't have a side effect to it, and because I'm like, people have caught cerebral palsy because of this. So how am I supposed to believe?
Also with that, so with that
You know,
cerebral palsy thing, right? So before, remember back in November or something, they're like, oh, we had trials, but in the trials, it was a report that was put out. In the trials, there were a few people who came down with cerebral palsy. Well, when you go to the media, they was like, that's just false, that isn't true, and it's just disinformation to scare people. Bro, now I just saw like a shit ton of articles about certain people having cerebral palsy from it. Listen, and I know I'm not dumb, right? Cerebral palsy is inside of you and it just needs one thing to set it off. And maybe whatever's in that vaccine is setting it off for certain people. And I don't know what happens if I have that shit in me. I'm not trying to get cerebral palsy, man.
that's what I'm saying. And it's one. It wasn't even just one video. There's multiple videos being
Mhm.
surfaced of people saying I have cerebral palsy because of the vaccine. So what are we like? You know what I'm saying? So it's just the whole thing to me. I feel like is what you said. It's on a political based type of what I'm saying vibe, and I feel like it's something bigger than what we think. But I do agree with my buddy that we do need to. If we were to shut this whole entire thing down, and nobody went nowhere, nobody did no work. I don't care if you essential, not essential. If we all just sat in the crib for 2 months, and if the only thing you had to do, like emergency wise, like hospital or go to the store or whatever, cool. Because Tijuana and all these other countries or whatever, little towns in different countries, they're doing shows and festivals now
A lot of those countries too,
because they.
they're more healthy than we are super unhealthy. And
Mm-hmm,
if you notice that the countries that have this that are okay and they're like Japan, think about those guys. They eat They eat very healthy. Think about us, right? I'm gonna be honest. Last night I had McDonald's. You think that's fucking healthy? Hell no. That is not healthy. Then you got countries like Norway where those guys are real thin. They bike everywhere, and then you go to Italy where everything's carbs. You know what I mean? Hold on. I'm on. What's up? You need something?
Yeah, they can.
Okay.
You did it to me.
I know, but you're eating. I'm like in a meeting.
I knew you weren't working.
I'm on my break. Now I have to start all over.
Break's over.
Okay, now I have to start all over. This is my buddy fucking with me. I'm at work. All right, so hold on, where was I at? What was I talking about?
You talking about the how like us we're less healthy than other
Oh yeah, and
countries,
then
which
Italy.
is a true statement.
Italy is so unhealthy, and then Mexico is so unhealthy. These are, if anything, we need to take a step back and realize that, we need to keep the same energy with McDonald's, with Wendy's, with In-N-Out that we have with COVID, because that is a direct correlation to people dying. Not to mention,
Mhm.
so I have I have a son, right? And I got divorced in my early days.
Right.
And he goes back and forth from me with his mom. We have 50-50, right? So between the two families, I had COVID, he had COVID. Between our two families, we got tested 44 times. 44 times
Oh God.
with of those 44 times, 9 negatives. So think about that. Between 9 people tested 44 times. So obviously those numbers are boosted up, because guess what? I can't go back to work. No one can go back to work. No one can leave their house unless we're cleared. So that is what
True.
it is. I mean, we got it. Those inflated numbers. As far as the state knows, there's 44 positive cases, but there's only 9 people.
Crazy. That's crazy. That is nuts. I didn't know that. That is crazy. Like, just imagine. Oh man. Sheesh. I didn't think about it like that. Cause like even here, it's like the numbers have been going up. And I'm like, how? How? But I see it.
But they're also
And
telling us
yeah,
that you
man.
need to come back in 10 days too. In 10 days, you come back, right?
Yeah.
So then
Yeah.
I come back in 10 days and like, oh no, usually it's 14. But in the literature that they give you, it should be after your first symptom, it's 10 days. So then I wait 10 days, come back, guess what? A whole another 9 batches of false positive or false. Then one person then we go back again, and let's say there was just 4 on this side. We have 3 people
Mm,
who are positive, 1 person who's negative. So then we all got to get tested again next time we come back. So we got tested 3, 4, 5 times. And each one of
oh
those
my
positive
gosh, yeah.
is a cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. The government just printing money, sending it out to doctors, sending it out to hospitals, sending it out to city programs. And is it good? Yes, but based on a false number that is not true.
That's it's funny because me and my mom had that conversation what 2 weeks ago. She actually last week, yep. She said that the government or whoever is paying hospitals to tell people they just got COVID.
You get $33,000 for a death because they're giving the
33 grand.
bro. Come on. I like to
That's
keep
sad,
my
bro.
shit on the up and up, but if you're throwing 33 grand at me per, like, just to say, hey, every magazine you make, you get $33,000. I'm gonna give. I might be tempted to be dishonest. I hope to God I
Mhm.
don't, but I'm tempted to do it. And that dishonesty
That's crazy.
then goes and enters this cycle that makes this smaller, it's not a small problem, but a small problem into a bigger problem, or a big problem into a bigger problem. You feel me?
Yeah. Uh, and that's the thing, bro. It's like, why? Why would you put that on people? They don't even really have that. Like, why? Why would you make their death COVID related when it could have been something totally different? Like somebody died. Well, it's COVID. The guy had syphilis, bro. That's not what happened.
And that happened
You know what
too.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's sad, man.
Car
And the
accident.
fact that people are capitalizing on that is that's not cool at all, bro. That's kind of foul in my
They need
eye.
to
That's
check
kind of that's kind
themselves.
of fucked up, man.
You feel
'Cause-
me? Someone needs to check themselves right here. If you're making those decisions,
oh, for sure.
check yourself right there. Because this is and this is constantly happening, right? Not just with this, but you know the Wall Street bets, right? You saw what happened with
Mhm.
GameStop and AMC.
Yeah, dog.
Bro, so these guys are banding together because the hedge funds are uh, are screwing the people like me and you who are retail sellers in the stock market. Like, oh, and then so they're putting shorts against it, which is betting it's gonna fail. And then when it fails, they take all our money. So the one time we as a community in the midst of, and this is why it's so beautiful, this is not a Republican or a Democrat or Joe Biden versus Trump. These are the same people coming together and say, yo, they've been fucking with us. Not they didn't just fuck with the whites or the blacks or the Asians. They fucked with humanity on a lower level who are considered, you know, on a financially lower scale than these higher guys. This whole thing, you
Mhm.
know, this whole thing through the summer with George Floyd and everything, it's never about white or black. The only thing it was about, the only color it was about is green. Ever. It's green, and it's always been about green. And that is fucked up. So they fucking stuck it to them. And hopefully that we all start waking up and seeing that it wasn't about it's more, the problem is more about, you know, rich people versus poor people than it is with white people versus black people. Because on the top 1%, those guys up there, if it's a Mexican guy and a white guy, they're the only thing that they care about. Oh, green. Oh, do you have money? Then let's go. Let's do it. Let's work it. But nothing else. They don't give a fuck. And then they use that because that's inside of all of us, right? There was a time where there's somebody that might have been fucked up to you that was a different race, and maybe you psychologically say, you know, they're all like that. You know, you don't want to say that, but there's a lot of people who think that way. And there's maybe a group of
Mhm.
people. And I just barely started thinking about this lately. My buddy, he's a brother, and he lived about 30 minutes from me, and he he had a deep disdain for white people, and I didn't even know this until yesterday, bro. And it's because he was in an all-white town, and when you're in like a hillbilly town and you're the only brother, you're different. And those kids are gonna say some bullshit, you know what I mean? And it breaks people's hearts.
Mhm.
And so they use
Yeah,
that.
man.
The fucking political, the media and the politics, they use that. They trigger that deep down hurt to turn you against, to make you think that it's your brother that your poor brother that's next to you, or you know the middle class that you're part of. It's them, and it's not. We are the same.
That's the agenda, man. That's been the holy agenda the whole time. It's like, how can we turn people against each other? Like, I'm not trying to deal. We're not trying to deal with them. So how can we just turn them against each other? Because they're coming us. Like the things that I have uh, read about and the things that I've like seen, like bro, I remember I read about the Black Wall Street.
Damn. Come
Like
on.
we had
Come
a
on.
fucking Wall Street. You know what I'm
And
saying? We had a
who
Wall
destroyed it?
Street, and we
Fucking
had
the
what?
rich destroyed it. They want to say that the KKK, but those dudes up north, the Black Wall Street was competing so hard against Wall Street in New York or up north that they paid KKK to go and fuck them up. They created the KKK to go into Black Wall Street and they destroyed it all. Right when at that moment, the blacks in the South, they lived their, they were really given freedom. They were not only
Mm-hmm.
freedom, but they were prosperous and there was harmony. And because they did it so well, they were like, fuck, they're competing with us. Fuck that. And it was all about money.
Because they didn't want the black dollar to surface. Like when the black dollar started to surface, that's when they killed it off. Anytime the black dollar is surfaced, it's killed. So it's like, what the hell you expect us to do? You know what I'm saying? How you expect us to feel? So the same thing with the East St. Louis massacre.
Oh,
The same exact, you know what I'm saying? It's just anytime something is coming up and somebody of color is doing something good with it, something happens every single time. And like to be honest, in my opinion, bro, I think that Black Wall Street or something like that's gonna happen again. And this time, it's not gonna stop. It's not. Because now people are learning and they're smarter now and they understand what's going on.
we're
So it's
connected.
like, how are you gonna stop something? People are already connected. Exactly.
Look
People
at
are more
you.
connected now than
I'm in
anything.
California and you're in Illinois, right?
I'm in
Bro.
St. Louis. I'm in
Oh, St.
Missouri.
Louis. My bad.
Yeah.
So, I mean, think about that. We're
So I'm
talking,
saying.
we're sharing our ideas, and it's going to happen. These dudes, we know that they've been stacking the deck against everybody but themselves for years, hundreds of years.
Mm-hmm.
And
True.
we're too connected now.
True.
And we cannot fight no more. And the more like this Wall Street bet thing is the most beautiful thing in the world. If we can somehow recognize the game and shut down that game, we start transferring the wealth. And the people who are
Yeah.
lower in the wealth, they know what it's like to hurt. You know what I mean? You know what it's like to grind. You're putting on your boots every single day and you run for your dream. Same thing with me. Our hearts are bigger. So we're not going to go and do the stupid shit they did and step on everyone. We're going to give out that money. You know what I mean? We're going to share with our brothers.
Yeah, man. For sure. And that's how I feel. Like I'm not doing hip hop just for me, man. Like I'm not doing it just for me no more. It's bigger than that. And I don't think that's what people understand. Like when it's people like me and there's other people that's in the industry that I know, they don't do certain things because, well, I just want money for myself. And it's like I get it. They want it for the kids and their kids, stuff like that, like generational wealth for their family. But at the same time, there are people out here that are just like, man, what can I do for somebody else? Like, what can I do for somebody else and their family? Because there's somebody right now that's in poverty. We don't even know it because we ignorant to it.
Mhm.
But if we go down there and go look, maybe we can save somebody else. Maybe we can go out here and actually help people. Like there are homeless, like there, like right now in the city that I'm in, there are Vacos everywhere on the north side of St. Louis. There are Vacos everywhere, like just everywhere. Why have we not turned these houses into homeless shelters? Why are we not making these houses available for the homeless to go live in? Why are we not doing something like making these into like orphanages, or for for kids and stuff like that. Why are we not making these into something more positive? Why are we making this a negative thing? Why are we keeping them like this? You feel what I'm saying? Like it don't make sense for people to die in the street because they don't got nowhere else to go. Or, what I'm saying, they don't know where their next meal is coming from. Why we don't build something and turn it into a positive? That's what I'm saying. Like me, whenever I do what I have to do in music, I'm turning this stuff into positive. Like there should be no reason why all like I went to Chicago and one of my homies was like, yo, the homeless be out here. I'm like, man, that's for real. He told me, yeah, watch. And this is my second time going to Chicago. The first time I went, I didn't really see it that much. But the second time I went, dude, it was homeless people lined up under bridges, fam. In
Bro,
tents.
bro. All right.
Why are we not?
In California, right? I live about 30 minutes from LA, 25 minutes, right?
Right,
So
right.
I'll go drive 25 minutes down and you tell me, give me a number 1 through 10, and I will exit that freeway or that off ramp as soon as I get there. Every single off ramp, overpass, cities of tents underneath them. Cities of tents.
Oh my God.
Thousands, bro.
That's
Thousands.
crazy.
Not even hundreds. Thousands. And when you were saying some shit in the beginning of our conversation that you're like, well, how are you gonna make a difference? You were like, how people saying, well, how are you gonna make a difference just by rapping? Well, it's putting you. What you do is you make certain things. You bring certain subjects to light is one, and once you get yourself established, you do a Nipsey, right? And think about it. Nipsey really took care of his community. And it was real. And he was coming out for humanity. Bro, if you're not, and I hate to go conspiratorial on this, if you really think that someone didn't go and pay that dude to off him, you're fucking crazy. That guy was too real. He had too much going on. He
Yeah,
was one of the real
I
ones.
agree, man. RP to Nip, dog. Like Nip is an inspiration, like of what we should all be doing in our community. Like Nip is an inspiration, and then it's another dude in Las Vegas. He's like my big brother. He's another MC, Dizzy Wright. He's trying to do his thing and do his part in his community in Las Vegas by, what I'm saying, build certain things in his community and do certain things out there as well. Um, it's a lot. It's some people in my city I know for a fact that's trying to do stuff here. Um, it's just when it all comes down, it's just like people just gonna have to just do it. That's what it all comes down to. People just going ahead and just stepping out on faith and doing it because they really love their community that much. Um, that's just what it is to me. And that's why I said when people be talking about, well, in hip hop, don't nobody, what I'm saying, don't nobody really want to do nothing. It's like, man, you have no idea who wants to do something and who doesn't. And it's crazy because a lot of rappers that do have a lot of money, they don't really for their community. A lot of them don't. And it's sad because it's like that's where you grew up at. You telling me you don't want to get back to that. And you talking about how you came up out of poverty, but you want them to stay in poverty, right? You rich, but you want them to stay poor, right? You rich, but you want them to stay like on the down low. Like you want them to be low because now you riding high. Like no, bro. Like I'm not going for that, man. I'm not going for it. So when we start to make a change as people, that's when everything starts changing. When we come together and start to understand how we are as people, then everything start coming together. If we start to love and try to, what I'm saying, change the narrative of negative to positive, everything will be better. But until people learn these things and learn how to, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, just come together. Like if people just learn that, we won't have any problems, man. I'm like for real, like that's just how I feel. That's just how I feel. People just need to stop being ignorant and blind and just come to the realization that everybody bleeds just like you. Everybody grade is 6 feet just like yours. Like,
And as soon as we open, I'm going hard for my community. You don't even know. I have so many things planned, bro. I have so much shit planned. Just let me get open. Just give me the
I
opportunity.
believe.
I'm obviously they're gonna open it up soon, but I guess we still
Yeah.
have like maybe a couple months before they open it up completely.
Hmm.
I can't wait. And we got some good cats out in our area that run hard for our community. You know Super Duper Kyle?
Say again?
Do you know Super Duper Kyle?
Yeah.
Yeah, he runs hard for us, man. He's from our town, Ventura. And
Oh,
so
for real?
yeah, we have that's one of the real
Oh, I
ones.
didn't know Kyle was from out there.
Nah, he's from Cali or so I mean Ventura. Like literally 5 minutes.
Oh, that's what's up.
That guy's he's a real one.
I like to meet him one day for real, cause he seemed like he a really, really cool dude. I never got the chance to meet him when he came to St. Louis, but I would like to meet him one day, just
Okay.
cause I feel like he's a really, really chill dude.
Hey, well, maybe one day when we have our events, and if you can get your way out here, we'll, hopefully we'll make the introduction. I want to put on a
Yeah, man,
festival.
absolutely, man. I'm ready, bro. I'm so ready to come to Cali, bro. After all the conversations me and you done already had,
Yeah, I
I'm
got
so ready to pull
you.
up there, man, and do shows and meet people, dog. I am, dog. Like I'm so ready, bro, because I like the connection that we have. I like the connection that you got with other people. You know what I'm saying? Like, dog, I'm just so ready to pull up, man. Because,
Man, you're more
like I
than welcome.
said, you're a really, really good person.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you.
I'm ready, dog. I'm so ready.
Um,
For sure,
how
dog.
did
For
how did
sure.
how did everything go with Jim? Talk me through that situation.
Oh, it was fun. So me and Jim, man, he's a very genuine dude.
Yeah,
He's a very genuine dude. He's about his business too, and I respect him a lot. And I'm glad me and him are friends. Like me and him are really, really friends now. And we were
he's like
doing the
knowledge.
song he wanted to do for. It was a song he wanted to do for like a trailer or something like that. He said for like some type of movie, and we didn't. It didn't come out the way that he wanted it to. So he was just like he was just gonna take a break from it. But overall, it was an amazing experience because not only did I get to talk and meet somebody that's from my childhood, I worked with
Yeah,
this
that's
man for
awesome.
weeks, and then yeah, you know what I'm saying. I'm like, bro, shout out to you, bro, because I didn't know you knew that man like that. Like that's crazy. So shout out to you for even putting me in position, cause dog, like, that was so crazy. And like I said, I told him I was like, man, I respect him a lot more because he didn't have to do that. He didn't have to. So I appreciate you for the look.
No
You know what I'm
problem.
saying? Because like I said, I felt really good working with him. And now me and him are friends, and now he listens to my music all the time. He really likes what I put down. Like he loves the FYEP. You know, he said I think he said Vibe was his favorite song, and it made me feel good. I'm like, wow, one of my favorite producers ever just told me he liked my music. So it blew me away. It blew me away for sure.
Jim,
Like I said, man,
he's an
shout out to
amazing
you,
man.
bro.
And every time he
Oh,
calls my phone, I get like this. I get all giddy. I'm like, "Oh, I gotta go. Shh, everyone shut the fuck up.
Jim is calling my phone.
All right.
Bro, it's like I feel when he called me, bro. Every time he calls me, bro, I'll be like, bro, Jim is calling my phone. Jim Johnson's calling my phone. It's like so crazy, bro. Like Jim Johnson's calling my phone. And every time you get a text message, I'll be like, man, bro, me and Jim Johnson are really friends. That's crazy.
I read through him too.
Like,
Like when I'm not talking to him, I'm like, oh, look, I talk to him.
yeah, like I'm having this like conversation with him, like, wow, like weird. Like my big brother, he's a wrestling fan. So when me and him was talking about it, he was just like, for real? I'm like, yeah. But it didn't hit him until he started seeing text messages. He was just like, dude, you're actually talking to Jim Johnson. I'm like, yeah, he's a
Like
friend of mine.
I don't normally get like giddy like that, but the only two people I get real excited about, like that, I have connections and friends throughout the business that are mainstream. But
Right.
when I talk to Kyle, like, and then when I talk to Jim, I'm like, oh my God. But everybody else, I'm like, you want to.
yeah, man.
Put my city on his
That's how I feel about Jim. Man, I was like, man, Jim Johnson's the goat. He's a very very good dude, man, and I'm glad I'm working with him. And I'm gonna be working with him again very soon, and I'm just happy I got the connection with him, man. Because like I said, he's a very very genuine dude, and he just man, yeah, he's very honest too.
Yeah.
He'll let you know what he want, and if you don't like it, he'll let you know. If he likes it, he'll let you know. So I'm saying he'll give me critique on my music and be like, I like this. Next time you should do this. Uh, have it like this. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like he's just very very passionate about what he does in music, and I love that about him. So I appreciate him
He's a matter
because
of fact
just
too.
who he
You know what I mean?
is, man.
There's no like
Yeah,
middle.
yeah.
No, this. Like, yep. Okay. I love it.
Facts, facts, man.
All right, my man. Hey, I'm gonna try to put this up
Wow.
tomorrow, our interview, but I gotta get
Okay,
called.
cool.
Like I'm getting called. I can hear myself over.
Absolutely, bro. Yeah, for sure, man.
One
Like I
more
said, I
time.
appreciate you
Where
hitting me
can
up,
people
man.
find your
And
new
we'll
album
talk.
or your new single?
Okay, so my new single will be coming out on the 26th of this month. It's called 90. It'll be everywhere. Definitely go check it out. Yeah, like I said, it'll be on iTunes, Apple Music, Spotify, wherever that you stream music at. It'll be on SoundCloud. I'll be finally dropping music on SoundCloud. So it'll be everywhere, man.
All
Definitely
right.
go check that shit
And
out.
this was a really dope conversation we had. And I hope to God that
Yeah, bro.
when people listen to this, they really take something from it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. For real, because they people need this. They need this. So I
Yes.
hope they listen to us for real because, oh boy, times is changing, man, and we need to get on board for real.
All right, Retro. I love you,
But
bro.
I appreciate you, my G. I
You're a real
really
good
do.
man. I appreciate you.
Love you
I
too, my
love your
G. For
I
real,
love
bro. I
your friendship.
appreciate you. Oh yeah, man. I really appreciate our friendship for real, bro. Like this is the one of the best connections I've ever had so far. Like for real. And I really appreciate you, my G.
All right, man. Anytime you need a friend, I'm here.
All right, my boy.
All right, man. I'll talk to you.